right, welcome to the half-baked and half-raced show.
Hey.
It's a subsidiary of the Eric Andre show. It's not.
Don't say that. He will sue the fuck out of us.
Oh, will he?
Yes.
Oh, is he super serious about that?
Probably. I don't know.
He seems like a kind of laid-back guy.
I mean, it's Eric Andre. Who knows?
Okay.
That could just be, the show could just be his, like, utter character.
This is the Eric Andre fan podcast.
Yes, we're super Eric Andre fans here. That's all
I've literally never watched a single episode of his show, and I only know him through the memes.
Yes, the memes.
Memes
No, yeah, awesome. This is an Eric Andre meme review show. What are you talking about?
Next, me. I'm going to clip the mic real bad.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start this, I guess.
Yeah, so welcome everybody to the Half-Baked and the Half-Racer. HR for short.
It's growing on me. I like it, and we're gonna go with it.
Yes,
that's our name, and we're sticking to it
we're doing
until everyone hates it, and we change it.
This is the official first episode.
Yeah.
There's going to be just a trash fire of an episode that comes out
later.
They're going to put out with, like, I guess alongside this, maybe.
I don't know. Personally, I would like to delete it.
No, we're not
it is emphasis on the trash fire.
It must come out.
Okay. Well, how about we hit like a milestone or something? For every one person who watches this real episode,
watches it all.
Yeah, listens.
Okay, yes.
We'll see. I'm watching the waveform right now.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it doesn't. I'm bullshitting
Does
you.
it?
No,
doesn't it?
What are we even talking about?
Who?
What is this podcast about, Chris?
It's gonna be just about gaming. Just tech stuff. Just honestly, just our hobbies.
The video games? The video juegos?
Yes, the video juegos.
The video juegos. All right, well, let's...
let's start... I don't think we didn't say our names yet. Man, This is going to be a good podcast.
Yeah, it is.
I'm Chris. I'm the half-raced of the show.
Wow, really? You gonna put that on me?
Yeah.
You're gonna put that on me? I'm not half-baked. I'm fully baked.
No, also you're half-baked because you only put half effort into things.
Wow, so you're saying I'm a lazy piece of shit? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I could just say you're high all the time, but
that's not true.
Nobody wants to hear that.
No, that's not true, though. All right, so going on. We're going to talk about the last couple of weeks that's been going on. We're going to get it out there. Going to tell you all a bunch of stuff that you don't give a flying fuck about. Go ahead, Chris.
Just stuff with us.
Yeah.
Okay, so my last week, I generally just worked.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll do something here where I'm not just always talking about work. But
spoiler alert: Chris is always going to be working.
Yes. But excited. I finally got my decided to use my tax return for something because I actually got a tax return this year.
Nice.
That's the whole other story I'm not going to go into. I usually don't get a tax return, but I got my tax return this year.
It's because he's a felony tax evader.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. If Austin's half-baked, I'm filling a tax return.
Yeah, it just doesn't roll off the tongue, so we couldn't put that in the... It's just way easier to just call you half-raised.
Exactly.
Even though that sounds really derogatory, but you came up with that part, so I'm going to let that slide.
So... Well, pretty much, if we ever release it, I talked about in the last episode 0, whatever to call it, that my computer is a piece of shit.
Yes.
I think I had a 760 graphics card. I have an 83. I need to upgrade that. Nice, almost. I have an 8320 FX processor.
Is that even the Phenom series?
No.
So you don't even have a Phenom?
No.
You don't even have the thing that me and Derek had?
I have it overclocked to shit, which is the only reason it's keeping up with the graphics card, the new graphics card I got.
So what you're saying is that you have it overclocked to the point where it is just almost melting?
No, it's only overclocked to like 40 gigahertz. It's an 8-core processor.
I'm sorry, it's overclocked to 4?
Yes. Yes, also.
Okay, that's all I need to know. All
yeah.
Right.
Okay. So, finally got a new graphics card. I got a 1660 Ti.
Sure.
Because I looked at all this, I was like, you need to get 4K games. I don't give a shit. The monitor's right in front of my face.
Yeah.
I don't need 4K quality at that close to my face.
Yeah, I really think it's just a little bit of a gimmick, a little bit of e-peen, Yeah,
so I was looking at like a 20, like getting like a 2070 or something like that. It's like,
I mean, don't get me wrong, we would all have all that shit if we had the money.
Yes, but it was like, I'd probably have to get a new motherboard and processor to even handle a 20 series. And so I was like, okay, I'll just get a 1660, and it can run like 1080p at like ridiculous frames.
Didn't they? For the higher end graphics cards for the 20 series, didn't they start using new express lanes for the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would have to upgrade, like do a much larger upgrade if I wanted.
Yeah. Also, heads up, we're gonna probably say some stuff that's just outright not true because we're just talking out of our ass sometimes. There isn't a computer that is able to record and look up shit on Google, so. At
least not in this studio.
No. In the last couple of weeks, I guess I just I hung out and I also worked, but I think that's everybody what goes to work, Chris.
I mean, yeah, everybody.
Unless you're a NEET, in which case you get to just play video games.
Or
but
you're just a rich asshole who inherited all your money.
Yeah, yeah. So I did that. I picked up the Final Fantasy 12 remake for my Switch.
Oh, nice.
Played that while I was working overnight. I got a big car trip coming up, going back down to me and your hometown. Hell,
it's
absolute hell. The Australia of America, or one of the Australias. That's Florida. That's Florida.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm going to go back down to Louisiana. So I picked up a game on my Switch. It's a nice beefy RPG to pass the time.
Oh yeah.
But they did add the 4 times speed up that was present in the PS4
they
version.
Put in the PS4
yeah.
version.
So it actually has more features than the PS4 version as well, because it has the ability to go back and redo your classes and everything like that. But it's a boring game, and I'm done talking about it. So we're going to talk about something else now. Yeah, we also watched that movie that
big boy movie.
That movie, the big one, the Big Chungus
movie. The movie that's just racing towards being the most highest grossing movie of all time.
Yes.
I think it just has to beat Avatar now. I think it already beat Titanic.
Oh,
and the what was the first Star Wars movie?
The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens.
Yeah, The Force Awakens. So the thing with that, while we're on the page of the movie, it beat out Titanic, I think, and everything else in the first weekend or something.
First weekend, yeah.
Because and you're talking about Avatar. I think it actually is way outpacing Avatar as well, because it's only been out for 2 weekends.
Yeah, because Avatar was out for
Avatar
was at theaters 3 months.
Right, and that's the same deal with the last James Cameron movie that did that with Titanic. Is that the real reason why it made so much was because they did not get rid of it. Yeah, everybody wanted to go see that for a year. So it just raked in money for ever. But even then, fucking Endgame is completely outpacing it.
Yeah. For good reason. It was a goddamn good movie.
It was a good movie, and it was a good send off for the 10-year MCU that they set up.
Of course, we're not gonna get into spoilers here or anything like that. So,
no.
I mean, for all the people listening.
Yeah. Also, it's been 2 weeks already, and by the time anyone would actually hear this Endgame's way over, and at that point, it's on you if you didn't. So,
I like to give it spoiler. I like to give it a good at least a month.
Yeah,
I feel after a month, okay, if you care.
So all right, let's talk about this, because I think we touched on this before. At spoilers of the concept of spoilers. A lot of people were getting upset, and I know you're a fan of Game of Thrones, and I literally have never watched a single episode of it, and because of that, I have to tell everyone on the street. I love that meme, by the way, where you have to tell people that you haven't watched Game of Thrones. It's like the new vegan meme.
Yeah, pretty much.
But what do you think as far as spoilers for movies and then spoilers for TV shows? Because, see, I didn't understand, and I wanted to get your opinion on this. I don't understand why I'm not allowed to, because you're not spoiling Game of Thrones. If you can't watch Game of Thrones whenever it comes out on Sunday, then don't go on social media. For me, it's less spoils, and it's more people are discussing the episode as it comes out. Yeah. That's been a thing, right? People get on the Twitter.
Oh yeah,
and they talk about
Twitter's
shit.
Just the new water.
How else would we know that there was a fucking Starbucks cup in there? You know?
Oh god.
That's the new meme this week.
I kind of only saw that because I saw that and then I essentially threw my mouse against the wall to scroll away from it because I assumed there's probably some kind of spoiler in there. So I watched Game of Thrones. I watched the last 2 episodes.
Oh, so you're not caught up?
No, I'm.
So
not
I could spoil Game of Thrones for you right now, and you'd be very upset.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
cool.
I would be.
Good enough.
But even then, I've caught some stuff. I mean, it's impossible to avoid it. Even not going on social media, it's impossible to avoid it. But with movies, I would say it's a much bigger deal to you gotta get in your car.
Yeah.
Go to wherever you're gonna go.
You gotta make a conscious effort to go see it.
It's a conscious trip
to
go see a movie.
Yeah.
Whereas a TV show a lot of times it's not everybody has HBO. Not everybody has HBO Go. But it's still the same time.
And there's no other way to watch it. So
yeah, but the same time too is it's
Clearly, there's no other way to watch it.
There are ways to watch that show.
We're not advocating for that.
Right, we don't
just saying
that at all, but
we're just saying there's other ways to watch it.
Yeah. Watch that show, man. You get that show right now. But but so the TV show, but at the same time too, it's like, man, not everybody. Even then, it's like, maybe some people have to work on Sunday nights. I used to have to work on Sunday nights. Like maybe not everybody has a chance.
Oh man, I hated working on Sunday nights.
Yeah, maybe not everybody has a chance to actually sit down and watch the show on Sunday night. I would say for a TV show, give it like a week, people. Like,
yeah.
Give it like a week, and then maybe you can start talking about it, or at least start shouting it from like the rooftops about the spoilers.
I guess it's a little bit weirder too because I was thinking about this as I was listening to you explain it, but there isn't any other TV shows really on that caliber of Game of Thrones right now, is there? Because I mean, how many years has that been running now?
I want to say it started when we were in high school.
Did it?
I want to say maybe it started when we were in high school. Which
That's
over 10 years.
That's right up there with the MCU then. So yeah. All right. Well, for Game of Thrones, then
for
sure.
2008, I want to say.
Yeah. And I graduated 2 years later. So yeah. So I guess don't spoil Game of Thrones, especially to Chris.
Yes. Don't.
Yeah. Don't do that.
All the people that are listening.
How many episodes are left? Like 3. There's only like 3 episodes left.
Yeah.
Right?
There's like 7 episodes in this season.
Yeah. So good for that. Good for that person whose job it is to make sure that they get rid of the Starbucks.
Yeah,
because they're totally not having a job.
I mean, it's the last season. They probably don't care.
Well, that was Derek's. That was our friend Derek's. Quip of that was just like, people were like, "Oh, do you think somebody got fired over that?" And he was like, "I mean, it was last season. I mean like YOLO, dude." Like, and then I was like, "Well, I mean, they are doing all the spinoffs. I'm sure they hired different people for that." Spin-off. How many different what's that word? Continuity artists are there really? Is it a lost art? I mean, clearly, I think we saw that it's a lost art because they fucked it up.
Yeah.
So
slightly.
It
could have been a much worse fuck up.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't get the glistening properly on somebody's breast or something. I
don't know. Did you play any other games? Oh, have you played any games to benchmark your computer? What were your benchmarking games?
What's the game called? Oh, Shadow of Mordor.
Okay, so the first one, not the
second one. I'm sorry.
So Shadow of War.
Shadow of War. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shadow of War, benchmarked with that.
That's a really good benchmark game.
Ooh, buttery smooth.
Buttery smooth? Good.
Buttery
nice.
smooth.
Yeah.
Well, real quick, if we want to just go back to my week real quick, because you kind of cut in there.
My bad. I'm going to do that all the time.
Yes, get used to that. We're going to constantly cut each other off.
Yes.
But essentially, so pretty much I got a new graphics card. I got a new monitor that's 144 gigahertz refresh rate.
Hertz.
Hertz, sorry.
Yeah. If it was gigahertz, man, you'd be seeing forever.
Hertz, so 144 hertz. Got new headphones. I can't remember the exact model name of them.
What brand are they?
Logitech. Nice. And they are comfy as fuck. See, that's all it does when I go for like tech stuff. I doesn't like. I don't care. It's the best thing. Is it the most comfortable thing? I like comfort.
To go on a side tangent here about that, I actually have recently, it took the Nintendo Switch to make me realize it, but a lot of the problems that I was having just sitting down and playing a game was because it wasn't comfy. I actually, my next big investment on my computer is probably going to be a chair. It's probably going to be one of those really nice.
Dude, why do you think one of the first things I did when I moved up here and I was crashing at your place, I was like, because my first order, I was like, I set up my computer at Austin's place because I used his spare room, and I got in there. I used one of his kitchen, his dining table chairs.
Yeah.
I was sitting there for 5 minutes. Yeah. I got up, walked out of the room, looked. I was like, I'm going to go buy a chair.
Dude, one of the best sales pitches that some guy did, it was a YouTuber, some random ass YouTuber, and he was just like, yeah, I realized that you can't just go to the store and buy the cheapest ass Target and or Walmart computer chair.
No.
Or even the cheapest Office Depot chair, because it's just.
Oh no, I never get the cheapest Office Depot. I go at least mid range.
No, dude, I was cheaping out.
Comfortable enough for me to just fall asleep as Austin.
I was. Yes.
Chair naps.
Yeah,
I'm like a 6-year-old man.
No, sorry. No, it's gotten to the point where I just can't sit down in that shitty ass chair because my current computer chair has no more cushion left in it.
Oh yeah.
It's completely
doesn't it
indented.
Have padded arms, does it? I want to say your chair doesn't have padded arms.
No, it just has arms, but they're not padded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I lived that life for a while.
Yeah. This chair was literally $30, and the guy had to sew it because I bought it from that Rock Bottom place back home.
Oh yeah.
And he was really cool about it. And I didn't even see that was like that there was a rip.
Pretty sure that place is nothing but stolen shit.
Yeah, a little bit of stuff was top.
That's usually like a skeezy as fuck place.
Yeah. But yeah, chairs are shit. And, want a new chair.
All right, man. I also finally got a new fan for my graphics card or for my processor.
Yeah, you definitely.
Oh, it's so quiet. It's so quiet now.
Anything is more quiet than what you had.
No, it used to sound like it's like a boat motor. It was just a boat motor in my computer.
Your fan
it was the shitty fan that came with the processor, which was still an upgrade over the fan that I got with my original rig.
So you could literally hear it over the mic.
Yeah.
If you were like in a different
games,
yeah. So whenever we were living together, I would hear it over the mic constantly because it would cue your mic.
Yes.
And then I would also
hear it. It was loud enough to cue my mic.
It was loud enough to cue his mic, and then I would also still hear it through my microphones and down the hall. So I would hear it twice. Yep. So it was great.
It was great for everyone.
So I'm glad.
Yes.
I'm glad that everyone now can stop hearing your fan.
Yes, including me. Let's see, what else did I get? Graphics card, monitor, fan. Oh, I finally put in that other.
Get closer to the mic.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
There you go.
Just tell me that.
This is the time code where Chris needs to edit this part out.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Okay. So yeah. No, I'm laughing.
I mean, I can hot edit this out.
No, if I put in that, I can't remember words today. Should have called if we did this. Anyway, finally put in that new hard drive.
Yeah.
That I bought like literally 2 years ago.
You never put that in?
No.
How many gigs was that?
That was only 2 terabyte.
Dude, what would you have done? Here's my one question for you.
Yes.
Hypothetical situation. Mm-hmm. I'm going to cap this off with,
lay it on me.
I'm glad that it worked.
Yes.
What would you have done if this hard drive, you had it for 2 years?
Maybe like a year and a half.
So what would you have done if you put it in and it was just DOA?
Yeah.
How much did you spend on it?
Like $120.
Dude.
Yeah.
How many gigs is it?
2. It's a standard hard drive.
How many is it?
2.
Oh, 2 terabytes?
Yeah, 2 terabytes.
Oh, okay. That's actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, like standard hard drives cheap as shit right now.
Yeah, they are.
Like modern.
I was about to make the joke that like depending on how long you waited, like it could have depreciated in value to the point like where those aren't even.
Yeah, that could be like that.
Because we're on the cusp of that. To go on a tangent real quick, have you? Speaking of memory, have you seen how ridiculous the SD card situation's going?
Yeah.
Because not even like the solid state stuff, like you got the IMVE drives or whatever, but you also got these little chicken shit like SD cards are now like, didn't they just break? They're about to break a terabyte, right?
Oh yeah.
So like, I'm like at a certain point, like when does it become more cost effective to just use that as like NAND flash and just build a little PCIe Express Lane hub for it? I don't know. We don't know anything about that though. I'm pretty excited about it though because it does mean that we get cheaper storage.
Yes.
Which is going to be
storage is always a good thing.
Hopefully a thing for a little bit longer before we move completely into streaming games.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Who knows?
I personally don't think that they're ever going to get past the whole buffer thing, and because we're talking about milliseconds here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, do you remember trying to play Guitar Hero at the turn of like the TV era?
Yeah, it was
where like everything was just like
in high definition,
and everything was fucked, and you had to like redo it every single time.
Yeah, you had to
and it was just fucked.
You had to recalibrate the screen like every time you played it. Yeah,
it was bad. But there we go. So yeah, that anything else you did this week? You play anything else? Play any Risk of Rain?
No.
I've been playing a lot of Risk of Rain.
Yeah, we need to play some more Risk of Rain.
Yeah, I played some more Risk of Rain with Kurt.
Well, Risk of Rain 2 to be specific.
Yeah, fuck the first one.
I mean,
I guess. I don't know. I never played the first one. I literally never heard of the first one until the second one came out, and then everybody was like, I was like, eh.
You never hear the first one.
I mean, I saw it.
Constantly browse V.
Oh, so we're going to go there, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, I browse V too. It's fine.
Let's check it. All right.
Not as much as I used to. Just Jesus Christ, V. It's just become a cesspit.
No, it got really bad because I watched a YouTuber make a video and then somebody made a thread about it like right after, and somebody was like, "Nobody cares about your shitty video, dude."
You just calm down, man.
So yeah, played a lot of Risk of Rain with Kurt yesterday, actually, on my day off that I had this week. It's pretty good. We were trying to unlock more items, but kind of get to a point where
I looked at something like challenges, like it gets to a point with like the challenges and that where it's like I have to do what down.
Well, that's fine, and I'm glad that they're there, but at the same time, I am really waiting for hopefully June you've seen the roadmap, right?
Yes.
For all the new stuff.
There'll be a new Survivor, and more items. There's gonna be new maps.
Yeah. So the next one in June is supposed to have a new Survivor, a new boss, and a new map. So, and that, I mean, a new boss and a new map is just as big of an update in my mind as a Survivor, just because that's going to completely change the way you play the game.
Yeah.
Actually, it's even bigger if you really think about it, because it's going to affect every playthrough.
Like, tier, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm liking how that's turning out. I hope it continues to get supported. I got really nervous whenever I saw what big game studio is affiliated with that? Gearbox, is that it?
Oh no, it's guys who did Party Hard. Guys who do like this is a quality podcast.
Yeah.
It's the guys who do all those weird E3 show.
Oh, Devolver?
Yeah, Devolver. I think it's Devolver.
I mean, I believe you that it'd be a Devolver.
I might
He's going to look it up. While we're doing that, we're going to talk more about some other things. Was there any big news stuff that dropped this week in gaming or news or tech news?
Actually, you want to take a quick break?
Sure, let's take a break. All right, so we just checked, and turns out I'm right.
Yep, it was totally Gearbox.
Totally Gearbox. Oh man, the Adobe Audition just decided to shit itself. Nice. All right, great. There we go. All right, it zoomed all the way out, and I could not see if it was actually recording. Okay. We're back.
Yes.
From our very long break that, as far as you know, took...
Could have taken 3 hours. You don't know.
Could have taken 3 days. Who knows?
You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Fuck you.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. So, tech news. Let's talk about tech news.
Okay.
I'm dying to talk to you about tech news. What the fuck did you do to your phone?
What?
You said you did something stupid to your phone. What the fuck did you do to your phone?
I didn't do that stupid. What are you talking about?
You said you put Android Q on there.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. So you're just bullshitting me?
Well, that was a good segue.
Yeah.
Excellent segue.
Yeah.
So
right into a brick wall.
Yes. Directly. But we're going to smash through that brick wall.
Yeah.
Like the Kool-Aid Man.
We're going to just jump right into it.
And talk about Android Q. Also.
Sure. All right, go ahead.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, I can talk about Android Q. Android Q is the latest.
Just also more honestly, like kind of more like the phone and like kind of tech guy, I guess.
I don't know. Sure. Yeah. Android Q is a.
I know they added like some new like accessibility features and stuff like that.
They added nothing.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing new.
Oh, okay.
I'm lying. There's new stuff.
Great.
It's I don't know what the fuck Google's doing right now, because I'm actually really excited about their new hardware that's about to drop on the 7th / today. So I'm going to need to go look at that after this. Yes. Google actually just dropped their 3A and 3A XL things. So it turns out that, and I was having a talk with Derek about this earlier, that turns out that Google learned what not to do for their next phone by saying fuck it and going back to the first one. The 3A is way closer to the first Pixel than it has any right to be.
So,
yeah.
Are you saying they took out the really fucking stupid notch at the top?
So yeah, it's a notchless phone. It has less bezels. It has a way smaller chin and forehead compared to the original Pixel.
Right. Is it like the Samsung phone where the front-facing camera is just in the middle of the screen is just a constant dot in your screen?
No, it does not have a punch-out display now.
Great.
So this is a much more utilitarian phone. It's a mid-range phone, and it's for people like us, honestly, who maybe want a new phone, but
it was like, hey, I don't have literally $1,000 to drop on a new phone.
And also, I mean, the gimmicks have gotten pretty fucking stupid at this point, where like a lot of them don't really even resonate with anything that I want
to anymore at this point. We're just like, who's that feature for?
So yeah, the biggest thing for me is that it still has the headphone jack, actually.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
they brought it back.
They brought it back, and it still has a stereo speaker setup, but just one of them's downward firing instead of firing at you. But I mean,
that's fine.
I don't use headphones.
I don't even need stereo speakers in my phone.
Right, like, because see, and that's my other thing.
If there's anything I actually want to listen to, I'm gonna hook up some headphones to it and listen to it.
I never understood
I really want to listen to.
I never understood the pitch really with the whole, like, I have a phone and it's like hypothetically you want to be able to watch content on your phone. I'm not saying that people don't watch content on their phone. I'm just saying that if you give that much of a shit about how nice that content is,
going to sound, you're going to pop in some headphones.
Either you're going to pop in some headphones, and if you care about the visual quality of it, I don't need a 4K phone eating my battery.
Well, no, the displays that small can probably display 4K.
Right, exactly. So, and the pixel density on these new phones are very comparable to the same regular size. The XL suffered a little bit, but the other thing was, the only person that I can think of that needs really high quality, like movies on the go, is a businessman on like a plane. Yeah. But at that point, it's like, buy a tablet or use your laptop that you're probably already on.
I've never been on a plane.
He's never been on a plane. As far as Chris knows, planes don't exist.
Well, I've seen them in the sky, Austin.
That's what they want you to think. But yeah, the 3As are looking pretty cool. I'm actually really interested in the new OnePlus phones that are going to be dropping as well. Those are going to be coming out on the 14th. They're going to announce those. Apparently, their main selling point right now is the smoothness of the OS.
I mean, I can see that. A lot of times, I know some manufacturers have issues with that.
Yeah,
like you're going to swipe through and it'll kind of.
I just feel like that's a really big misstep on their part for them to be kind of towing that line whenever Google's coming out with their phone beforehand, and Google literally made the operating system. But again, I've never fucked around with a OnePlus phone. Every single time I've tried to get one, I am promptly remembered that you can't actually get them through a carrier. So the last time I went into a Best Buy Mobile,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was bad. So I went into a Best Buy Mobile with Tori, my girlfriend, whenever we first moved up here. I was trying to get her a new phone before I got her that Samsung S9 or whatever, or S8 or whatever the hell she has. But I went in there and I was like, oh, hey, do you have the OnePlus or the OnePlus 5T or whatever? And they were like, a what? And I got upset with them. I'm going to be honest with you, because it was like, okay, you can just say you don't sell it here. I know every single last one of you knows what this phone is.
Don't say you don't know what it is.
Don't say you don't know what every single phone on the market is.
So go fuck yourself.
You fucking Best Buy. On that note of fucking Best Buy, let's talk about fucking GameStop. GameStop's dying, Chris.
Yeah, they're dying hard.
They're dying hard, man. I
know they're trying really, I know they just instituted a new thing.
Oh, are you talking about yeah, they did. They instituted this thing with the it's something to do with the returns. They're no longer.
No, yeah, I think you return within 7 days.
Yeah.
No questions asked, even if it's open.
Yeah. You're saying that they started doing that, or I think they stopped doing that?
No, I think they're starting to do that.
Oh, okay, because I heard not heard, but I remember, and I might be remembering incorrectly, but I remember it was looking bad because they were no longer giving out money for things, and they were only giving store credit.
Oh no, this thing I'm talking about is still just store credit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
they don't have to give away their own money. They don't have any money to give away.
Have you ever gone into a GameStop and watched somebody try and pedal off a obviously stolen phone or other device?
No, that sounds delightful.
So I can give you a fucking GameStop story real quick,
okay.
Green Tech style. So I'm not gonna give it Green Tech style. I'm actually gonna say. So in Hammond, the place over by the Walmart,
yes.
we went
to. Hammond's the town we're from.
Yeah. It's a shithole. Yeah. So I went to the electronics boutique. I went to the GameStop over by the Walmart there, and I forgot what I was trying to get. I think I was trying to get one of the Pokemon games whenever it came out. And so I'm just going in there. I'm trying to get the Pokemon game or whatever. I'm not even really that excited about it. It wasn't one of the newer ones. But I went in there to go get one, and this dude comes in, and he's trying to convince this lady that he got this or whatever. But I've worked on phones before, and I've also worked on phones to the extent of I know whenever one's stolen. So there's a trick with phones, and it's called the IMEI number, and it's kind of like a VIN number for a phone that you can't it's physically on there.
Yeah,
you can't change it. So they have to, whenever you take in a phone, it's gotten to the point now where everybody knows that phones are a very stolen commodity.
Yes.
So they'll check that, and they'll run it against a background of known stolen shit, and this one. They accepted it because I've later found out through YouTubers and other sources that GameStop, unless you can literally prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt, at that instance, you have to accept it. And I was like, wow, that's a very convenient way for you to, just have plausible deniability, I guess. So this dude straight up like stole this shit off of a truck. Like, you remember your like back warehouse job?
Oh yeah.
Like, he probably either had a job like that
or knew somebody
like that, because he like, this was a straight up like, the reason why she couldn't prove that it was stolen, because I ended up talking with her afterwards, because this dude was cracked out. He was a provocateur of cocaine.
It's not even that hard. Like, when I was working that warehouse job, I constantly looked around and was like, man, I could just so easily text it and nobody would know.
And here's
nobody knows me.
So, and I'll tell another story after this one in that same vein, because that just reminded me of another story. But she couldn't prove that it was stolen because it was an IMEI number that had never been registered, because it was brand new.
Never even gone to the store.
So it's a brand new phone that literally nobody has used, and yet his first move.
That proves to me it was a warehouse job.
Yeah.
Because that means it didn't even get sent into a system anywhere.
Right. Exactly. So it never even got put into like a carrier system. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then he just, and she's like, she's trying to do this whole thing where she's like, well, I can only give you like, I don't remember what the numbers were, but it was like a brand new, like, I'm talking like
in the box. This still wrapped.
So here's the kicker. It was an iPhone, and it was like the iPhone 6, and it was like the day after it launched. Like, it was still well within that period of like, people were struggling to get the iPhone version that they wanted.
Yeah.
And yet this dude,
the newest one.
This dude had one, and he was alluding to the fact that he had more. And I was just like, okay, well, all right, man. So
the best part about it, he brought it to GameStop.
Because he probably he went in there all the time. I talked with her afterwards, and she only gave him like $300 for it, and he didn't care because he stole it. So the other story that I wanted to tell you was something that I just completely forgot about just now, completely just out my head. I'm stalling for time trying to think about what I was trying to say. What did you say before that made me remember it? It was the whole thing.
Was the warehouse job?
Yeah. Oh, that was it. The warehouse job. So I still didn't remember it. I'm going to pause the episode now.
Okay.
All right. Well, I couldn't remember what I was trying to say.
I can't remember even slightly.
Can't even remember.
But it's fine.
And hopefully Chris edits all this out, but he probably won't because he finds it funny.
I do. It's hilarious.
Oh, boy. And then Chris is going to be like, Austin, why didn't you listen to our episodes? I'm going to be like, I told you why. Because it makes me cringe. I don't want to die.
That's fine. Cringe is funny.
So, Chris, take it away. What else you got, man?
Okay, so got some other news stories pulled up here.
Yeah. Oh, man, you prepared.
Yes.
Yeah, I should have done that because I can't remember at all what I was trying to say earlier.
A lot of these are just kind of like,
Little quips.
Yeah, just like little
beeps. You mean to tell me that you just pulled up your Google dashboard and we're just gonna read shit off there?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, cool.
Well, I mentioned Android Q earlier.
Yeah,
that is officially announced. So did Android have like a big event?
Yeah, today was actually the event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Apple they both had their thing the same day.
No, it's around the same time.
Because I think I saw somewhere too that Apple had theirs today.
The WWDC shouldn't have been today. I don't think. If anything,
look that up. Android Q Beta 3 is out now.
Oh, that's cool.
And so first look at some of like the features coming with it. I know they talked about like a new better dark mode.
Yeah, actually, to cut in real quick, Apple's WWDC is actually going to be on June 3rd through June 7th. I wouldn't know. I would completely believe that.
Like I said, something like that could have just showed on my timeline. Whenever.
Honestly, I'm going to just chalk it up to Apple probably announced something today just so that they had said, yeah.
Fuck you, Android.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fuck you, Apple.
They don't have headphone jacks at all.
No, I have a slightly.
Or OLEDs. Actually, I think the X series starts to have OLEDs, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. New dark mode, better gestures. Apparently, they're removing the back button. Yeah, apparently they're removing the back button. It's just going to be a swipe now.
I made a grimace, by the way.
Yeah.
Whenever he said that.
Very, very big grimace.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't know how I feel about it either.
I mean, I say that, but like, do you actually use the swipe up to go home thing, or do you sleep? No, you said fuck that shit.
No, I still.
I turned it on, and I really hated it at first, but I got used to it after a while. But I mean, honestly, I still press the home button every once in a while.
I'm a home button boy.
OG.
Go home. Gesture navigation, the back button. Yeah.
Yeah.
Removing the back button. They're just taking it out. Just going. Once again, could be completely wrong about that.
So, How's that work?
So I also mentioned being repaired. Next time I'm going to actually read through the news stories first.
Oh, now I get it. No, I get it. I know why they're doing that. Because if you look at the Pixel right now, there's just the...
it's just that one button.
It's that one button.
Oh, you'll just swipe that.
They want to get rid of the whole bar. That's probably what they want to do. Because they already have a gesture to get rid of the... They already have a gesture to get rid of the home button.
I like the bar.
It's too bad. Getting rid of it. Get a phone with a physical bar. Oh, wait, there are none. They got rid of this, Chris.
They got rid of those a long time ago.
A long time ago.
I didn't mind. I still like the digital bar.
Yeah.
And, of course, like just new security updates, stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed?
People to get through.
Luckily, there isn't a huge vulnerability this time. There was a whole lot of, what was it, stage fright or whatever?
Man, you know there's going to be a huge one. There always is.
Yeah.
Everybody's information is in the hands of some hacker somewhere.
God.
Because there's just literally no way to stop it. You just have to hope you're not in one of the lucky few who gets their number picked.
Absolutely.
So who's come? We're going to steal today.
Holy hell! The Pixel 3a is only $399.
It's not bad.
That's a pretty good deal.
Not bad.
I'm probably gonna get one of those. Because I am not a fan of the Pixel 2. I kind of hate it. I kind of want to go back to the original Pixel.
The one I have.
Yeah, the exact one.
Austin's hand-me-down Pixel 1.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. Who knows? This one got really beaten up, too. Like, really scratched up.
You never got a case for that one.
Well, I'm one of those retards who doesn't wear a case on their phone.
You're like Tori?
No. I don't drop it.
No, that's true.
I drop my phone all the time.
Wow. I do too, but I have a case.
You do. So you get away with it.
I do.
What games are you looking forward to, man? I know we touched on this in our little trash fire episode, but this one's quickly turning into a trash fire itself. Let's talk about that.
Well, that's more news stuff. You want to know that?
Oh, okay. I was trying to segue into something else because I thought we were done. Continue.
Oh, no. There's more news. I got
You get like a whole sidebar.
Whole yeah.
All right. Do it. Yeah.
So Sony announced they're going to do another State of Play.
Oh, when's that?
I
thought that already happened.
May 9th, actually.
Oh, wow. I hope it's better than the...
tomorrow. Thursday. So 2 days from now.
I did not enjoy the last one.
Well, you're probably not going to enjoy this one either because they've already said there's not going to be any new game reveals there, and they won't have any PS5 news. So I don't know what this is going to be about.
VR?
Maybe?
But that's not new games still? Why would you do that? Why would you have a...
There's this is May 9th. There's still no new games or...
Sony, if you don't have anything to announce, you don't have to...
About the PS5.
You don't have to have a thing.
Yeah,
I guess.
I guess maybe they'll talk about the only two games they have left to come out are Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us 2. So maybe they'll talk about those.
But
see, no new game reveals. They didn't say that we're having new game information.
Here's my problem with that, man. We're like, whether or not they want to admit it or not, we're clearly in the same time frame as Destiny 1 and The Last of Us 1.
Oh no, we're definitely in the twilight of these current consoles.
Right. So all the big releases that come out within this next year are clearly going to get ported over to the next game. They're probably already been developed.
Yeah, Last of Us, I'm completely convinced Last of Us 2 is going to be a cross-generation.
Right, just like the first Last of Us was.
Yeah.
Because the first Last of Us came out, and then I got Last of Us for free with a bundle from my PS4.
Yeah.
Because Bloodborne wasn't out yet, and there were still no games.
Maybe I'll actually get a PS5. Who knows?
Well, it's looking pretty good because there's a lot of talk of backwards compatibility. So I don't know what kind of backwards compatibility they're talking about. It'd be cool to play the 3.
No, I think they actually... I want to say, I don't have the story pulled up or anything, but I do want to say I think they did officially say it's PS4 backwards compatibility.
Oh, wow. You can play Bloodborne.
Yes.
Cool.
And it probably will actually run well. That would be great.
Maybe. I don't believe it, but maybe. Because my PS4 chugs ass real bad.
Well, you know, man. You gotta get a Pro.
No, I have
even still chugs ass.
No, I have like one of the OG ones. So it's like I have one that like every time I boot up my PS4, I have to delete like half of my shit on there. Because there's no I have a 500 gig hard drive. It's terrible, and like the OS at this point has bloated so bad that it's taking up like a third of it. I do have PT still on there, so that's cool.
Dude, maybe once you get PS4, you just sell that because really just kind of go for some money.
I don't. I think I missed the meme auction cycle on that. I'm hoping that it comes back up.
Honestly though, the half-staff consoles I feel like kind of fucked up the entire console generation thing going on. Because I almost feel like, well, should I buy a PS5? Is there just going to be a better PS5 that comes out like in 2 years?
Unfortunately, they kind of leaned really hard into the whole, and I think Google, to go back on what we were talking about with the phones, I think there's a lot of crossover there. There's a really big problem where they're leaning in hard, and especially Sony has done this over the years, where they lean in hard on the first people to get stuff, like the early adopters. The early adopters and everything like that. And then they're like, oh, we'll work out the kinks with the early adopters. They're going to buy the refresh anyway.
Yeah.
And our friend Derek again gets burned by. He's gotten burned by that.
Derek has gotten burned by this numerous times.
Derek got burned by this effect so many times that it became a running in joke in our friend group that every single time Derek finally would stop holding out and just buy a console
like handle or something like that. Would be like,
they would literally announce it. Yeah, they would literally announce it like the next day or next week, within the next like month. Yeah. They would always announce the next one. He did that with the PS4, the 3DS. Several. I literally can't even remember.
They doing the 2DS too.
Oh my god.
Doing the 2DS too.
Yeah, he.
Or I'm sorry. Why is it the DS? The
regular DS.
Yeah. I think you bought a DS, and then the DS Lite came out literally the next week,
and it was
literally the next week. The DS,
and it was just way better.
Yeah, the DS Lite was just bar none better.
Yeah. So and see, we're the funny thing is we're shitting on Sony, or I am at least. About the whole refresh thing, but Nintendo clearly does a way worse thing with their handhelds, and I think we're about to.
Though it's not like they've never really done like and it has better hardware in it too until the new 3DS came out,
and that was incredibly frustrating because they did not.
They didn't even do anything with it.
There is a total of 2 games I think that does it. There's Minecraft, which then immediately got bought out by Microsoft and invalidated that version of it.
Yep.
And then the other one is a port of Xenoblade Chronicles.
I think one. No, that just used the little nub they put on it. I was thinking one of the Monster Hunters too.
Well, no. So Monster Hunter actually did a trick that a lot of other ones that use the Circle Pad Pro, they just use the C stick as a Circle Pad Pro. Like the minute you boot up the game, it's just like, oh, we know that you have that attached, but it's actually just in the hardware. But it's just like, why?
It was just
Like I don't even know.
Before that was just like, oh, now it's the same thing as you look like. Now it's in like handheld or whatever you love. No, it just has a better form factor and it might be a little bit small.
And that's what I like about the new 2DS.
Yeah,
because it still has the hardware improvements or whatever, which I guess it like runs better. Again, it's not noticeable because these games are running in 240 fucking p.
Yeah,
so they're not powerhouse games anyway. I mean, have you seen Pokemon like on the 3DS being like upscaled on like Citra and shit on the computer?
No.
Usually whenever you like look up Pokemon stuff for like back whenever Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun were still in rotation, they would just have really weird like emulated things because the game looks really weird whenever it's emulated because you don't get that like just haze over it a little bit because
it can be so on a decent
right because let's be honest here the 240p screen is just absolute garbage. I don't even like to the point where it's kind of impressive and it shows how long the 3DS ran because that screen probably is really hard to even produce anymore.
Yeah.
To the point where like if that stops getting made,
like, wait, you want what?
You want a 240p screen at what size?
I guess I can see if I could dig some out.
Because it's like because it's like a really big size too. It's like a 4-inch display.
Yeah.
At like 240, and it's just chunky, and no one uses a 3D anymore. Even Nintendo knew that, which is why they just took it out.
That's why they put out the 2DS.
Yeah, they just said fuck it, it's done. Yeah. So what else is going on, man? What else you got?
Let's see. There's the state of play thing. Let's see what else we got here.
I'm gonna make a hard call. State of play is gonna be ass.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah. Also, don't call it state of play. Like it's a
Sony. I'm sorry. Sony is having a Nintendo Direct on Thursday.
No. It's not even that. I know you said we didn't want to talk about politics, but in this time, you mean to tell me that out of all the things you could have named your literal ripoff of a Nintendo Direct,
yes,
you decided to name it just something that's even vaguely reminiscent of U.S. politics right now, and you think that it's not just gonna just make everybody have a just even slightly like not even like a subconscious bad taste in their mouth about it from the word go, in my mind,
dude. I don't know.
Because like, what are you even supposed to like? Do they want people excited about this?
I guess it's kind of a play on words. Because it's the state of play.
I'm sure some executive thought that was a great idea.
Also, we're called PlayStation. So it's the state of PlayStation.
Yeah, man. Fucking, I don't know what that company is doing anymore.
Okay, so let's get into a much more interesting news story, I think.
Okay.
And it's about just complete, utter, just stupid bullshit drama going on over at Gearbox right now.
Oh,
you see the stuff with the Claptrap voice actor?
No, what happened with that?
So, came out that So it came out that the original voice of Claptrap in Borderlands 1 and 2
Did they recast
won't be returning.
Oh,
won't be returning for 3.
Why?
Is a very fun reason for this.
Did he say fuck you?
Oh, no. Gearbox said fuck you. Specifically, Randy Pitchford said fuck you to him. So pretty much came out that, so the guy who voiced like a lot of the original voice actors for original Borderlands 1 and 2, some of them were just devs or producers or people who just worked at Gearbox.
Yeah, I mean...
And then... they just volunteered to do voice work for the game.
Just like Bentley from Sly Cooper 2.
In fact,
or Sly Cooper, yeah.
I think all the voice actors from Sly Cooper were just developed.
Actually, yeah, I think they were all devs because they literally like ran into the budget where they were like, oh, yeah, we don't have any.
Like we can't afford to hire voice actors.
Which is great.
So a lot of them just did that extra work on top of their normal duties at the studio for free.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, this is just fun while we're helping out the studio. So he did that for.
And they already have to work like 80-hour work weeks with no overtime anyway. So
yeah. So then apparently, in 2017, he got laid off.
Okay.
So then they came to him and were like, "Hey man, we're doing Borderlands 3. You want to come do Claptrap?" And he was like, "I mean, yeah, I guess." He agreed to it. He was like, "Yeah, sure, that's fine. Can I just get paid to come do that?"
Did he not get paid last time? Oh, you're saying like he didn't specifically get...
Yeah, from 1 and 2, it was just extra work he did for free while working at the company.
So they're trying to get him to come back? And
no, they were just like, no.
What?
They wanted to come do it for free.
You literally can't do that.
Yeah, they wanted to come do that work for free. He even then gave them an out by saying, okay, well, look, I'll come do it for free even. Can I just get some like kind of royalties on the back end for my work in 1 and 2 and in this one? And they were still like, nah, man. Specifically, Randy Pitchford was like, nah, man. Can't do that. Nah. Come do it for free.
Dude, they need to get rid of Randy Pitchford, man.
Dude, they desperately get rid of Randy Pitchford.
Dude, every word that comes out.
I'm still shocked from like that whole GDC thing when they put him on stage. It's like, with all of the shit going on with Randy Pitchford right now, why did you decide to put him?
Are you talking about for the announcement for Borderlands 3?
Yeah, the announcement was. It was like, why did you decide to put
did you
this
see that? Did you go back and...
trash fire right now up in front of them?
Did you go back and watch that?
No, I've never actually gone back.
So I didn't watch the full thing, but like just to give you context here, do you know how long that thing was?
Oh, it was like an hour long, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what the actual context of the announcement was?
No.
He went on for like 20 minutes with like this stupid ass.
Oh yeah, it was hard. Well, because the presentation broke from what I read.
Did it?
Like, yeah, the
or was he just being
broke?
Oh my God.
And he was like, oh, "I'm just gonna be out here and kill for time for like 20 minutes."
So he gets a deck of cards and he's just like 1, 2, 3.
Started doing like,
and I'm just like,
hard tricks.
No, he was just counting.
I thought he was at least doing tricks.
I think he was just counting.
I thought he was at least doing tricks.
No, he wasn't doing tricks. Randy Pitchford doesn't know how to do tricks.
His whole thing, he's a magician. He likes to be like magic shit.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't remember him doing any tricks. You can let us know. Let us know if Randy Pitchford does magic tricks. He does
fucking magic tricks.
Okay.
So they were like, yeah, I should come do all this shit for free. He was like, nah. And then they got to do it on Twitter.
But
and Randy like started calling him like disgruntled because he got like fired. He was just like, that's what he came out. I was like, no, you just didn't offer me any compensation for work I was doing.
So like everything up until that point, like I was like, okay, unfortunately that's par for the course with the gaming industry. I mean, like it's traditional that if you're not part of a core team on like an actual production studio, if you're doing like freelance work, you're gonna not even freelance work. If you're still working like full time on a game and you're not like one of the top devs, you're probably gonna get laid off at the end.
Yeah.
Hell, a lot of companies do that so they don't have to give you the bonuses that are normally given at the end of the cycle. But that's retarded, man. That's really stupid. And you know what? This is a great.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize. So David Eddings is the guy who voices Contract.
Cool.
Didn't realize he was a fucking executive at Gearbox.
And then he still got fired.
Yeah.
So you asked a former executive for the company that you work for to come do voice acting for your game for free. What? Yeah. Dude, just what?
And then Randy Pitchford decided to straight up just lie and like, oh no, we offered to pay him. And then they was like, no.
But this was all on Twitter. Was this all just like aired out for everybody to see? Was this like behind closed doors?
Oh no, this is on Twitter. Like Randy Pitchford just like, oh no.
Why would you do that?
Oh, I'm gonna cough again.
Sure. Chris is currently coughing. All right, he's back.
No, yeah, like
I just don't get the
Randy
constant.
Pitchford, no liar, decided to continue to lie.
The constant just bad decisions that he makes, and then more importantly, The fact that he does it all on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know how.
Gearbox, like, take away this man's Twitter.
I don't know how Take-Two, who.
Right. Like, at a certain point, it's just like.
Has to come out and just be like, dude, you gotta lose this.
So, speaking about Gearbox and their fucking stupidity, I feel like this is a great segue into another news story that I feel like is apropos for this this podcast here. You want to talk about the elephant in the room?
Sure.
Epic Games Store. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Did you see all the current stuff with all of that recently? There's current.
They buy something else.
What?
Did they get exclusivity to something else?
I mean, Borderlands 3 is having an exclusivity for a really long time, and no lying, Randy Pitchford lied about that as well.
Yeah.
That was a really bad one.
But he just loves to lie. He was like, oh,
he compulsively
no microtransactions in our game. And then there was totally microtransactions in the game.
Dude, it's just he's a walking r/quit your bullshit.
Yeah.
Fucking screen cap. It's terrible. The other thing with the Epic Games Store happening right now is that I don't know if you heard about this, but and I need to look into this more because I only saw it in a shit post on 4chan. So take that with a huge grain of salt. It was a screen crap of a Twitter post, so that means it's true because you can't fake those. But all that aside, it was like an indie developer that was being asked about what they were doing as far as this whole, because now it's a question whenever you're developing a new game.
Yeah, it's like,
which side are you taking and everything like that. And he actually gave and I really wish I could remember the name of this dev, but or what game it was involved with, because I want to give him a shout out. But on our No Name podcast,
yes.
but he gave a really cool insight to it where he was like, look, the math doesn't add up though. For anybody who's not aware, Epic Games Store is currently trying to undercut Steam.
Yeah, by giving bigger dev incentives.
Bigger dev incentives, namely the 80% cut, or what is it? 80% cut?
I think it's like I think Epic only takes a 12% cut.
Oh, only takes a 12%? Okay.
Where I think Steam takes an 18% cut.
Sure.
I think.
Whatever the numbers are. But the thing was that the guy was like, so here's the thing that you don't realize is that Steam is already a system that's like already set up. And by me giving exclusivity to this new system that isn't set up and does not have a user base, because that's the whole thing that Epic is.
I think Epic is essentially relying on the Fortnite.
Right. They're relying on Fortnite.
They'll buy other games. It's like.
They don't, though.
They don't. They just want to play Fortnite.
There's a very large majority of people.
They just didn't learn this lesson from essentially the Call of Duty era.
Right.
Where it's like,
it was the same problem.
Dude, there were so many people in that era. You talk to them, it's like, oh yeah, man, I'm totally gamer. It's like, oh, what do you play? It's like, oh, I just play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's like,
dude, working at Best Buy.
But it's just like they literally will just go buy a new console, buy new TVs, just to keep playing Call of Duty.
And like power to them, but
just to play Call of Duty.
Don't think that those people are your audience if like they already got them. Like they're done. Like, and then like Fortnite, whenever that eventually like falls out of memedom, like that's done.
Yeah.
And Epic, you sit here and you just.
I was saying, like the people, like the Fortnite user base they have built up is there to play Fortnite. They don't give a shit about other games.
They really don't.
They just would like to play Fortnite, and everything else can go fuck off.
And so now they're inflating the numbers with the Fortnite numbers.
I think
because whenever you make an Epic Game account, you're on Epic Game Store.
Yeah.
But you have to make an Epic Game account to play Fortnite.
Yeah, like the Epic Game Store now just is the Fortnite launcher now.
Yeah.
It's like the Epic Games launchers give the store.
And I'm sure you have to just buy the microtransactions through the Epic Game Store, and if they're not doing that already, I'm sure they're planning to do that.
I don't know the actual numbers even. I don't know what their PC base even is because it's on PS4, it's on Xbox.
Right? How many of those numbers?
It's on not Wii. It's on the Switch.
It's on the Wii.
It's on the Wii Switch.
They put it on the Wii Switch. Yeah.
So I don't know what the actual like PC specifically user base even is.
Because Fortnite kiddies aren't even playing this on fucking PC. Like I don't know. I don't have the actual like statistics in front of me. Yeah, like I'm not gonna give like any.
Well, I'd imagine it has to be. I would say honestly, I would say fairly. It's probably like a 40% on PC, and the rest is all consoles.
Yeah, and that's just you can't. And consoles are locked down, man. You can't put your thing on that.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do if?
So they're essentially, which is still like a huge. It's still like a huge amount of people. Like even that 40% is still like an enormous.
But like, what amount of that 40% is actually, again, like we were saying, gonna play other games?
Yeah, but I think it just shows like how desperate you even get people on the platform. They're like, oh, we have to go make all the exclusive. We have to go make all the exclusive deals. We have to get people to come here to buy their games, and then maybe hopefully they'll stay and buy other games.
Yeah, and that was the other thing too, is that the guy was bringing up. He was just like, "Look,
because we're going to force them to come to our store."
Right, and that was the other thing, is he was just like, "Look, I might be getting a bigger cut, but I'm getting a much smaller slice of the pie of the demographic of the PC gamer," and it just makes no sense to me. It's really stupid, and
it's once again it's what I can't remember the name of this guy's YouTube channel. It's a YouTube channel I discovered recently. I like him, but it's just like game production, like game publishing companies,
sure,
are just now so blinded by what I want is just greed. It's just plain greed. They're just like, oh wait, they're gonna give us how much money just up front? Put on the store. It's like, but we might make less money on the back end if we do it. It's like, well, fuck it, it's $100, it's $100 million right now.
Well, because it's
profit right now. We want profit right now. Profit right now.
It's underhanded.
That's all they think about.
Well, no,
it's profit right now.
I really think that Epic really at the end of the day is doing something even more underhanded on that same, because they know that people are going to have that incentive and stuff like that. But I think they're trying to lure as many people that they can get with that honeypot as possible, to where if they get enough games over there, well, eventually you're going to have to just suck it up and fucking go buy over on Epic, and then you're just locked in. You're just locked in, they're locked in, and then that inflates the numbers of actual PC gamers. I'm guessing that that's the idea. It still doesn't make any sense. The thing with the Epic Game Store that really rubbed me the wrong way.
I get our bill too. Like, they're like, why are you complaining? It's just another store for it. It's like, man, that's the two bills that realize, like, man, that's processing power. Like, it still costs me processing power and computer resources to have all of these different stores up and running.
Well, it's just not convenient either.
Games.
It's not fucking convenient. It's not better, and it's not better for the consumer either. The whole scummy thing at the beginning where it's just like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you just wanted a monopoly with Steam, and it's just like, y'all aren't a competitor to Steam, and also it's the same broken ass logic.
You don't have basically. It's like, what is that? I haven't bought. I've downloaded some the free games they offer on there just because cool. I've always wanted to play.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be buying the Outer Worlds because I really want to play Obsidian's new game. So
I refuse to put my goddamn credit card information into that thing till they at least even put up fucking email, dude.
Do they not have two-step authentication?
No, they barely have one-step authentication, Austin.
So wait, hold up, pause. You mean to tell me that
if you want to change your password or anything like that, you do not have to go through email authentication to do that?
So how many people probably hack and know how to hack this from Fortnite?
Probably a shit ton.
Probably like a shit ton of people. Like, that's gonna. Well, there you go. There's the next leak that's gonna happen. It's gonna be the Epic Game Stores, and that's hopefully what's gonna kill it.
I refuse to put my credit card information into that store.
Good to know.
Until they fucking institute that.
Gonna have to.
I actually refuse to buy games on that store until they do that. I'll download all their free games. Fuck it. You want to give me some free games? I'll take them.
Well, hopefully I can give them PayPal or something. But no, really, to go back on the whole twisted logic, because this is really aggravating me about the whole, we just wanted to give Steam some competition, guys, that we're doing this for you. It's like, no, you're not. No, really.
I think when any company tries, it's like, guys, we're doing this for you. It's like, man, fuck you,
Mike,
you want money.
Stop.
You're a company.
Like, just stop.
Your goal as a company is to make money. You're trying to make money.
Like, everyone knows what rules you're playing by. But also, it's the same stupid ass logic that people are trying to do with the whole Disney Plus and the whole Netflix situation right now. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, I was just trying to give Netflix some competition. It's like, Disney, you removing product off of Netflix's service and then making it exclusive to your service does not mean that y'all are competing. It does not mean you're competing. It means that y'all are both selling apples and oranges, and one person now has a different type of orange that I now can't get from Netflix.
It was like if all of a sudden Walmart just bought the exclusivity rights to bread.
Yeah.
Like, you can only go to Walmart to get bread.
And that was another analogy that somebody used.
And Walmart being like, oh, guys, we're just trying to give them some competition. You know? It's like, well, no, now Walmart.
No, I literally have to go to you to go eat bread.
Yes, you actually made it less competition. Now you're the only place I can get goddamn bread from.
And now, you know what's going to happen? The bread quality is going to suffer because you know that you're the only place where you can get bread. I hope that clip's really bad and it's just unusable. Yes. So, yeah, it's stupid. It's fucking stupid. It makes no sense. Anyone who is using that logic is either fucking retarded or just straight up shill. And I hate using that word, but they're a fucking shill.
Shilling their shills.
They're shilling their shuckles. Fuck Epic Games. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. This is really retarded. It's almost as stupid as whatever the fucking Nintendo's doing with their retro games. They got about one more year for them to make a retro console or something like that. I don't know what the fuck they're planning.
You talking about their online, the Switch Online?
Well, no. So the Switch Online dropped or whatever, and if you don't recall, they were talking about their whole what's going to happen with the Virtual Console. Everybody was like, is the Virtual Console coming over the Switch? And they're like, I don't know, whatever. And then they're we're not going to commit to it.
You get some free games.
So they eventually get the answer with the Switch Online, and it's just NES games. And I love NES games.
Yeah, I love NES.
But the Virtual Console literally had...
Also, I've played these games for literally over 30 years.
Yeah, and like, don't act like you're giving me shit for free whenever some of these games are like 8 fucking kilobytes. I don't care. Also, I don't need an online service to stream that.
Also, still just emulate these games in pretty much better quality.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's another thing that I haven't... That was one of my favorite things about the Final Fantasy 12 remake, is that they, even back during the PS2 era, they added the 2x speed to speed it up.
Yeah.
And that was something taken from people emulating it. They're like, oh, people just genuinely like playing it at a higher speed.
Yeah.
A pipe dream that's never going to happen.
That goes with things like any Tactics games. It's like, man, these animations are cool and all, but it's like, Jesus Christ, I've seen them like 50 million. It's an RPG. I've seen them 50 million times in like the second hour.
And the reason why I bring it up again is because Nintendo is terrible with that kind of shit. Like on the 3DS, you can buy all sorts of older retro Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. Most namely on the 2DS before that all kind of faded out was they did a remake for the anniversary of Red and Blue and then Yellow. Yeah. So and to give you a heads up, because I know you haven't played a lot on the 3DS, but on every other Game Boy game, you can set up save states. And on every other Game Boy game, you can have all these other features. You can't do jack dick on the Pokemon games.
I'm assuming they want to hold the
one save slot. Like you can't have more than one save slot because they think that people are going to save scum, which I don't know how you can do that with save slots. The only thing I can think
different save profiles wouldn't allow that.
Because the only time you can't save in the game is in a battle, but you can put it to sleep. So that's not even it's stupid. Because the only time you were ever allowed to go at a faster speed in a legit Pokemon version was if you
get bicycles or running shoes.
No. Like you'd actually run the game at a different speed.
Oh, okay.
There was a weird janky version on the Pokemon Coliseum on the N64. This is how long back we're talking.
Oh yeah.
You would plug it in with that game pack thing, and then you could play the Pokemon games, and you could hit a little some Pokemon, the one with 3 heads. Do you remember that one?
Oh, the bird.
Yeah, the bird. I just made you forget it by asking.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's not Farfetch. I don't know. It's like Fuckamon or something. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah. So you could hit that button and we'd go at like twice speed.
Yeah, I remember. Exactly. My brother played Yellow on the N64.
That is the weirdest way to play that game.
That's how he played through all of Yellow.
Yeah. So yeah. It's bullshit.
And he had a badass Articuno. I'll tell you that much.
Fuck yeah. I'll tell you that right now.
Like an ice beam all over the place.
Yeah. So, and that's another game I'm really excited about is the new Pokemon Sword and Shield. Yes. That's gonna be pretty good. You got anything else on the old news?
Are you ready to get?
You're ready to get
ready to get crazy on the Switch?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Devil May Cry 1's coming to the Switch. I talked to Derek about that, and he was like, "Man, that is
Is it just the first game or is it the collection?"
No, it's just the first game.
Okay.
So yeah, cool. That's that was a rousing. Oh man, it's another game. It kind of stung after the Persona thing, a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because everybody was like, "Oh boy, another port of a really old game that we already all played." Like, don't get me wrong, like that's gonna be fun. I'm glad to take that on the go, but like, there's no way that you could play the current Devil May Cry 5 on Switch. That's just not a possibility. And then Persona, to go into that, I don't know if everybody's aware, but there's a big kerfuffle about Persona 5 possibly coming to the Switch because there's 2 things that were being teased. There was P5R and P5S. So once P5R got revealed to be Persona 5 The Royal, a PS4 Game of the Year type situation where they're going to add in their new female. It's not a new female main character like in P3, but it's still going to be new features and everything like that. So everybody went, oh, okay. Well, obviously, Joker's in Smash, so clearly there's going to be a Persona 5 game on the Switch.
Oh, yeah.
So
people made a lot, like I was going to say a logical jump.
Hell, a lot of people have been saying since yesterday that Dante might make it into Smash now, which...
yeah.
Well, and then you could have him be with his sister.
Man, he'll be so much better than goddamn fucking PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Oh, my God, yeah. Well, that was Dante.
Fucking Dante.
Yeah, that was Dante. That wasn't Dante. And he'll finally be reunited with his sister after long last of Bayonetta. So that'd be cool. since Kamiya made both of them. What else was I saying? Yeah, so Persona 5 R came out to be the Royal, and then Persona 5S, everyone was like, "Oh man, that obviously clearly like stands for Switch."
Warriors style thing.
Yeah, it's a Musou game.
Yeah, Musou games are fun though.
They are. See, and that was the most. Yeah, that was the most aggravating part. Is it was like, "Oh, do you not like this game?" It's like, "Oh, like this is cool, but this is clearly not what everyone wanted."
Just put Persona 5, even original Persona 5.
Right, like we weren't even wanting the Royal. It was like, because it's a PS3 game, so it's not even that hard to do. And I was just like, what? Why didn't you just give us both? Like, you could have just given us both. So stupid.
That's about it for news. It's like a quick thing for like EA is coming out with the new Need for Speed and Plants vs Zombies.
Holy shit!
Who gives a
single
fly?
When did they announce that? Did they blow that already?
Yeah, they apparently announced it.
Dude, oh man!
I'm looking right now just to make sure there's no.
I can't believe they blew that early. Now they're only going to be able to announce the new FIFA at E3. I'm lying. EA is actually not going to be at E3 this year.
The only thing note is, I guess, is that kind of gets politics. I don't know. There's that whole riot thing going on right now.
What's going on with riot?
It's probably like
Give me a recap.
Employees. Apparently there's 100 employees planning to like walking out.
Oh yeah, that's right. They had strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are they striking?
Apparently one of the executives that works there is like just a huge like asshole. Like he like going around like farting on people and like grabbing people, like men and women. Like just gotta be a general. He's just
asserting his dominance.
Like, a 2 months paid suspension, and like that fixed it. And like a lot of employees are like, nah.
So he got to take a vacation.
Yeah,
for 2 months.
Yeah,
and then come back.
and they were told that was his punishment.
Oh,
so it was like, how about man?
Oh yeah, that's not how you run a company.
No,
at all.
But now there's like 100 employees like just playing a walkout.
Yeah. So Chris, tell me a little bit more about stuff while I go lock the store.
Okay.
Real quick before we get interrupted.
I mean, I can just do it.
No. I can do it. I can do it. Wait, this is first episode, guys. He's doing it. He's doing it.
I'll lock the door.
Oh man, we're locked in here. We're renegade radio now. So yeah, is that everything on the news?
That wraps it up for news.
All right, cool.
Do you want to take another quick break?
Yeah, sure. We'll be right back, guys. All right, and we're back. Got smaller.
Yep.
It was great. All right, Chris, what else you got, man?
So that news, John. This is pretty much just part of the show where I would like to take listener emails, but who knows when that's ever going to happen.
So send us your emails at. And this is where you put in the email.
Yes, email will go here.
Yeah.
But I just add that in the end of the show. I just put that in the show.
God damn it! All right,
so it's gonna be probably half baked, half raced at gmail.com or something like that.
I don't think they're gonna let you do that.
You don't know, man. So pretty much this is why you just like take audience questions, but since we don't really have an audience yet, I'm just gonna ask Austin these questions and me and Austin answer them.
Sure, maybe.
So I guess for starters, so Austin, what are some of your favorite things in video games?
Favorite things,
like what's your favorite like a game like does this, or like your favorite like kind of maybe like aesthetic in a game or something like that?
Okay. Mechanics wise,
perfect.
I'll go with mechanics wise. I'll say action combat whenever they actually are able to do action combat correctly. I really prefer it, and I know you prefer this as well.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer way more the man. I really hope that's getting caught on. Yep. That'd be great. So I really like it whenever you have more 1-to-1. Like, I get personally aggravated whenever you're in a fight in a video game.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to do this whole menu system. You got to do turn-based combat. And you got to do all this bullshit. And then, you don't even line up, or you get like a miss, or the game tells you that you missed, and you don't feel like you have that 1-to-1, like you didn't have control of the situation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like it whenever action combat. That's why I like Dark Souls so much, honestly. I think Dark Souls took care of that.
Well, that tells you, if you feel like you missing that game, it's like, well, that miss was my own fault.
Right. I really like it when the mechanics.
Not RNG didn't fuck me there.
Right. What's some of your favorite stuff mechanic wise in a video game?
Mechanic wise, I always like open world stuff. Especially when they pull it off right. It's not like where it's like this new Ubisoft thing of like, man, there's just 50 million icons all over the map that might be like actually like 2 seconds worth of gameplay.
Yeah.
Like it's not more like Breath of the Wild where it's like, man, it's just a big ass world. Just go fucking look around, have fun. I don't know what you're gonna find over that next hill.
I think Breath of the Wild
what you're gonna find over that next.
Breath of the Wild is really the opposite. of that situation because
well, there's still like 50 million things to go do all over the map. There's not just an icon. Yeah. It's like here's where this thing is. Go to this thing. Do gameplay.
Yeah, do the gameplay.
Where it's like, hey, go out, find the gameplay. And it's like all you ever want to. You just look on a map online. If you don't know where something is exactly.
Hell, half these things come with maps like in the box now. Yeah. Like if you buy like the special edition, you get more map. You get a better map. I don't know, or a journal or something. I don't know. They give you all sorts of paper shit for free now. What else? What other game questions? Or was that it?
I mean, we can keep elaborating on that one for a long time.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Sure. Other things I like in games. I like that it's a video and I get to play it like a game. No, I don't know. I like it whenever. I like it now. I really hate. I'll say what I like by saying what I hate.
Okay.
I really don't like it whenever a game completely tries to do the cinematic bullshit, but like still doing cutscenes, like even in-game engine cutscenes.
Yeah.
Don't think that that's a thing anymore. I think that's a fad that needs to stop. I can't think of any off the top of my head that do it really, really badly. But I'm talking, of course, about prolonged cutscenes because.
Oh yeah. I mean, well,
you could be a dick and be like,
Metal Gear Solid will always be a thing that had a problem with that. Go walk, like especially what was it, Metal Gear Solid 2, where it's like, oh, here, walk down this hallway. Like, you just came out of a cutscene.
Yeah.
All right, walk down this hallway. You're not another cutscene. It's like,
yeah. It's like, then why did you even make me walk through the cutscene?
Control back. Like, if you were just going to
like the last cutscene in that is like an hour long, right?
Yes, no, it's literally like an hour long.
Jesus Christ.
I think the game, I can't remember. I think the game may even warn you, like, hey,
heads up,
this next cutscene's long.
You don't have to go do anything, right? Because you're doing this.
Time to watch this cutscene.
Yeah, that's a little much. Yeah, honestly,
it's literally like a movie.
that's a little silly, And I mean, I'm not saying that you can't have cutscenes. It's just like there's no reason. I very much prefer the whole, again, bringing up the open world thing. I feel like open world games do more of like the whole like, hey, my character's talking, and maybe I'm talking with some other people, but I'm still like jumping around like a jackass.
I think the game that you can always look at that did it the best, is Half-Life 2.
Sure.
It was like,
I mean, that was the gimmick.
cutscenes are all in engine, and you all still have full control of your character, so you can like look at what was happening, or you can go fuck off, like look around like a little corner for all you can.
Which is why all of the speedruns of that game are hilarious. Yes. If you have not, I love the part where he has to push Alex towards the thing to get her to unlock the lab. That's always the part where I just lose it. That and the part where he gets knocked out by the Combine soldier. And he just skips that shit entirely. He's like, fuck it, and then the screen still goes white. So yeah, what are other good things?
Let's see. I always like just like getting like roses. I always like a good snow level.
Okay.
I always like snow levels in games, like nice, peaceful. Like those one like things like open world games. Like
so you really approve of the first opening rather of Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yes. Yeah, that was like porn for me.
All right, that was kind of weird since you're sitting next to me, but all right.
I'm sitting across from you.
Oh, that's true. No. I meant whenever we were playing Red Dead Redemption 2, the night that it came out, and we had to wait. We had to wait the 3 hours for it to download off the disc from the physical copy that I bought.
Yeah.
Hey, that's something I don't like.
Yeah.
God, they went full hog with that as well. They went whole hog with that because they had, just 2 discs, 2 fucking Blu-ray discs. Speaking of whole hog and people getting upset, to cut into the interlude here.
Yes. That's right. This is the part of the show where we just literally just talk about bullshit.
Yeah, I just remembered another bullshit quip that I wanted to throw in there from somebody roasting somebody on the internet. Did you happen to see an article labeled Overwatch just had its MCU moment?
Oh God, yeah.
So somebody
briefly mentioned that on
somebody. Yeah, so somebody showed that, and then somebody made one of those posts where I don't know if you've ever. I know you have. But you know whenever you're in one of those threads and somebody just makes a post so savage that the thread just gets shut down.
Yes.
Where like no one else is discussing anything related to the thread and they're just replying to that guy going, oh, damn, dude got fucked. So this guy made a fucking just perfect one-liner where he was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Half your player base already left. So it's like, yeah, their MCU moment did happen.
I was like, I booted up Overwatch for the first time.
I need to update
2 months.
Yeah.
Just to see how it looked about your graphics card. I was like, yeah, that's pretty. I think I played one match in the new event. And I was like, yeah, this is just the same event. the different skin on it.
It's sadly
again.
Well, because that was the other joke in the thread before that guy just shut it down. Was the whole like, one person asked was like, what story? And then another person was like, oh, I'm sorry, did you not play the limited events where it gives you the background? Well, that's too bad. You didn't get to experience it. Fuck you.
I played that too. I was like, I don't know what they mean by MCU moment. It was like, it had that one, I guess because they were that dude from that comic, that Omnic from the comic that wears the suit. I don't know. I guess that's what they were talking about.
No, my other thing is that like the background story like things, they don't like, as far as gameplay goes for the game, not like, I'm sorry, Blizzard, but like if you want to have like story in your game, you have to put it in the game. I don't want to read like comics and shit. Like you can't just say that. Like,
most of the comics I usually just one day, just spent like a day, just like I'm gonna go read through all these comics.
And that's fine. You can make really good, and I know that they eventually want to make a movie about it. And that's all fine, but you still need to. You still need to assume that a lot of people aren't going to watch any of that. Aren't going to read any of that, and they aren't going to know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And I guess you could write it off as like, oh well, then they don't care or whatever. But it's like you can't then make really important story things happen. Because I remember,
like, oh, I can't believe you don't know about this.
Jeff Kaplan from Overwatch here wanted to. He wants to kill off a character.
Yeah, but I think he said he only wants to do that if it essentially is a character nobody plays anymore or something like that.
It's all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always thought I hated hearing him say that because.
Which kind of happened because I think they introduced like 3 new characters in the cutscene. I guess that maybe was what they meant because they introduced like one more person who was there at Overwatch and their talent person. I think one other person too. I think they introduced. I can't.
Who
remember.
The fuck even knows? I never know whenever new things are going to be. I never know whenever new characters get like because they do shit like that and then like later down the line.
But it could be like it could be like another 2 years where we see that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, or they might not ever get into the game as a playable character. And I'm like, why are you fucking around doing this backstory shit? Whenever people, there are people who do very much enjoy Overwatch, still play it to this day, like day and night. You got pro scene, you got everything. You put all this money in the pro scene. Yet you won't patch the fucking game to like fix balances and shit like that. People are still complaining very much about balancing.
Well, no, it's one of the reasons I kind of fell over Overwatch because they started doing the same thing the league did, where it's like, oh, we're just gonna balance the game around pro play. Yeah. It's like, well, I'm not a pro player.
The vast majority of your players are not pro players.
Yeah, so I don't care about the balancing around.
It's
I want the game to be balanced around like just generalized fun.
You know,
that can't be a thing now because you super lean into the esports thing. And now you're going to look stupid if you have to drop it.
Well, I mean, they did just open up that new stadium, so that's totally not going to be a money sink. No, it's funny you mentioned League because I had the same idea because it was just like my similar problem is that like the people that you play with turn into League players.
Yeah.
You can't play with randos.
Because the second you introduce like a super high level pro play like that, it's like, oh, this pro player is like, well, now everybody wants to be that pro player.
Everybody going to be an armchair pro player.
Everybody wants all their games, even when they're like not even in like ranked or anything, to be like, oh well, this is how the pros do it. That's not how the pros do it.
So
that's how the pros do it.
Where am I supposed to?
I don't give a fuck about how the pros do it. I'm not a pro. I don't want to play like a pro because playing like a pro isn't fucking fun.
Yeah.
Like having to learn to play at that level just strips all the fun out of the game.
Yeah.
And you can be like, oh, get good, but it's like, I don't want to get good. I want to have fun.
Well, I mean, no, really, like, where are your casual players supposed to play the game? If quick play isn't even fucking safe,
like you can't have like a nice casual experience in quick play anymore. Because even like people in quick play are just like, we're not doing like the pros do it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
what do you want me to do?
Yeah. There is no winning. It's just, you can't even play it. Just like League.
Yeah.
Can't play it. All right, yeah, sorry to take on a wild tangent right there. Yeah, what else were we talking about? Stuff we like in games. You like snow levels. I guess that means it's back to me. I like it whenever, again, I'm a real sucker for the Switch formula right now. I've been just liking how you can just take a game and I can go lay down with it and I can continue to play it and then I can move over to the TV and then I can continue to play it and I don't have to stop play it. It's pretty comfy. And I didn't realize how much I enjoyed it until I tried to play Final Fantasy 15 semi-recently. And I ended up having a moment where I was like, I kept on moving my entire setup. I kept on moving the entire PlayStation 4, all the cables, everything. And I kept on moving it from room to room. Because I would play it for a couple hours in the living room.
Yeah.
Then I'd play it for a couple hours in my bedroom. And then the entire time, I basically just wanted to lay down and play it. But I couldn't. Because
that's why I kind of want to wait and see. Because you've heard about these new Switch revisions, right?
Yeah. We should have talked about that.
That's kind of what. Well, it's fine.
We can talk about it now.
We're talking about the ones that actually new news. There's actually been no new really news for it.
Yeah.
But I want to see what one of them is. If one of them is honestly just a pure console,
yeah,
that's what I want. Because me personally, if I lay down to play a video game, I'm just gonna fall asleep.
I just don't really know.
I'm swearing. I think I have borderline narcolepsy.
My thing is that I kind of think that there's a little bit of credence to that because I don't know what else. If for no other reason, I think that there's credence to that theory because I don't know what else you could possibly do if you're going to make one be a kiddie version. Like obviously, you attach the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
You make it non-removable. Make it out of durable shit and make it to where it's more
the cheaper option.
Because that's clearly a niche that they need to fill. Because every single time, I don't know if you've ever seen a kid with a Switch in the wild.
Oh yeah, you're like, what the fuck?
I'm like, oh no, like I start cringing because I'm like, oh no, you're going to break the fuck out of that. And there's not even like a case thing that you can get for it to like protect it right now.
It's not like an official one. There's
like an official, there's like third party shit. But half the time well, half the third party Switch things like break the fucking Switch. Like all the third party docks broke it, but. Regardless, again, I don't know if you're going to be calling it a pro variant of the Switch. And the regular Switch only has 3 hours of battery life, like if you're playing Breath of the Wild, 5 hours if you're playing a less intense game.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a pro player to me. A pro player to me, as far as the Switch goes, I'm thinking of somebody in Japan playing Splatoon 2 or Smash Brothers or anything like that. We're doing a podcast. What do you need? Do you need to get in here? You need to get in here? You want to get in here? She wants to get in here.
Okay.
All right. Hey, we're back.
Yeah, surprise break.
Surprise break. Somebody totally didn't break in here. We're supposed to be in here, by the way.
Yes.
I want to stress that enough. So yeah, I don't know what else besides again, if I'm thinking of a pro variant, I'm thinking of somebody who's going to be sitting down playing this for assumedly more than 5 hours. Yeah. And I get the whole because there was a couple of problems where certain Switches were overheating in the dock, and they actually warped a little bit. And I actually looked at mine a little bit, and it's actually a little warped. Like, my Switch no longer lays flat. It's not any kind of cosmetic problem or anything like that, but it is noticeable, like, if you lay it down on the thing. I mean, I'm never going to lay it down on whatever or anything like that. But, yeah, it's just, I don't know what else they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
But I think they did say they officially did come out and say that they have no, like, that new, like, the lower model Switch could possibly come out this year, but the higher model too they're talking about is definitely not this year.
Well, see, and that's another thing is that's smart on their end, because clearly what they mean by that is that they're going to just wait until the new console revision comes out so they can release a new Switch revision. A
little more powerful, probably.
Because they operate on a 5-year turnaround now instead of a 10-year turnaround like the other consoles. So, I mean, by this point, another 5 years, they're already going to be making the next thing, so they don't even care. Which at that point is probably going to be a fucking phone or something. I don't even fucking know. Hell, this last one I thought it was going to be a phone. Yeah. I was holding out for it. I'd buy a Nintendo phone. You know that shit wouldn't break.
No. I mean, I was about to say, actually, the whole warping thing is like, well, I guess Nintendo isn't really a thing.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Well, they stopped using Nintendium. Yeah. That's the problem. I basically want a Game Boy phone.
Yeah.
That's something I don't like. I like it whenever games use buttons. That's why I can't game on mobile.
Yeah.
If you're tuning into this podcast, hoping to get the latest deets on fucking PUBG and Fortnite, which is the only two quote unquote games for the fucking mobile, you're not gonna get it here.
No,
I'm sorry, you're not gonna get it. And if I have to hear about gaming phones anymore,
what's up,
like that's not even a fad. Like that's just a weird.
Was it Razer?
No, Razer, Asus, like a whole bunch of phones. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And they keep on making these. There's another phone coming out. I forgot what it was. I think it might be a Huawei or something like that. There's literal fans in there. And they're using water cooling. There's a phone coming out that has water cooling.
What?
Yeah. And at that point, it's just like, I kind of want that like on the outside. Because like, have you ever had like just a really hot, sweaty day and you're wearing jeans because you have to wear jeans because you're working or something like that? You got your phone in your pocket and you like slide it and it's like, it's like just sweaty and shit. Imagine just like really cool in there. You'd even have like 2 phones.
That seems prohibitively expensive.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I mean, if people can pay $2,000 for a fucking folding phone that breaks in 3 days, I mean, I guess what's really prohibitive?
Yeah.
That's the other thing in the news. Samsung can't make a fucking flagship phone anymore without it breaking or exploding.
Yeah.
And their new motto is, please, for the love of God, wait for the Note 9. We swear that one won't fuck up.
That one,
I'm holding my breath,
that one won't be explosive, we promise.
Well, not even that. It's just like, what else is going to go wrong with it? they're about to get their shit kicked in by Huawei, which I'm not buying because it's Chinese spyware.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. Conspiracy grumps.
We're breaking the conspiracy.
breaking the conditioning. Yeah. So what else you got, man?
So something has been. This is gonna be more of an opinion thing.
Yeah.
Something's been coming up a lot in the news recently.
Sure.
A lot of game companies is crunch.
Yeah.
Crunch time in development.
Absolutely.
And so as you could tell, I'm kind of straight up stealing this format from like the Giant Bombcast.
That's fine.
Or like
that's how podcast works.
Yeah.
So they're all based on Giant Bomb.
Yeah.
we're the giant. We're the giant half baked.
Shout out to Jeff Gershman.
Anyway, Gooseman.
But crunch, like crunching games, like any way to avoid it, especially like in the especially like games are made now, like triple, especially in I'll say specifically in AAA development. Can crunch be avoided?
No.
Yeah, that's pretty much like a lot of people saying. So and if you could, like, what would be the ways to mitigate it? And essentially it'd be like.
So would you like to hear my hot take on this?
Yeah, go for it.
So my hot take on this whole controversy of the crunch thing, because I'm very well aware of it as well. I think a lot of it would be mitigated if they just got fucking duly compensated for the amount of crunch. Like, I don't think that there's any problem with so Red Dead Redemption was
No, is it like me right now? I'm working a 6-day work week with a double included in that.
Yeah.
But I know I'm going to get paid a shit ton of money.
Right, like you're getting duly compensated for you going above and beyond, doing it. So, and you're getting overtime. So these people are basically working triple overtime.
Yeah, and
then not getting anything for it.
Yeah, a lot of times it's triple overtime, not getting compensated for all of the overtime. Because a lot of them make salary. So a lot of times
which is a trap.
Yeah, so
because you're capped.
So they don't get they never get their overtime. And a lot of times it's like, oh, we'll come in and work these hours, and then we're just gonna fire you at the end of it.
Which makes no sense to me because it's such a project based thing. Because making a game is just a bunch of projects for one big project, right?
Yeah.
So and again, this is coming from a fucking complete layman, and I'm just shit talking on the internet. But my thing is that I think they should just go for a more project based model. Like, hey, we're hiring these people to do this person to do this, this person to do
how
this.
They do it.
Then what is the problem with the management to where we get into such a bad crunch?
But apparently, something that the John Bobcat probably because they've been doing this stuff for years. They've seen a lot since the beginning. Crunch has essentially been a thing since the beginning.
Absolutely,
of the beginning of the thing.
It's been a thing.
Like talk about you heard Sarah's stories of we have to completely write up a new code in the next 2 hours to ship
because you have so many teams that are so completely and utterly devoid, different and disconnected from each other that there's no the art team isn't working with the fucking programming team.
Yeah,
I feel like
unless the art team has a problem. Unless the art team needs to go to hey, can this thing even be done? The thing we're trying to create can.
I'm saying that's the problem. Yeah. No. I'm saying whenever that conversation is had, it's way too late. I'm saying that you have all these different teams doing what they do. Oh, hey, we outsource this over here. We outsource this over here. We're doing this over here. We're doing this over here. And then the crunch happens, I would say, whenever you have to stitch everything together at the very end in order to make it a cohesive game.
Well, then you look at so Anthem happened, which is apparently the last 2 years of that game were just nothing but straight crunch. Just everybody working overtime. People having to be sent to mandatory doctors and psych evaluations because they were so stressed.
So here's my question. And yet they at the same time have completely done away with the QC process.
Oh yeah.
That's just not a thing anymore.
Yeah, QA is just not a thing anymore.
You don't QA anymore.
Yeah.
You don't QA anymore.
You just make a beta build, send it out to people. Hey.
No, you make people pay to be the fucking beta testers.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
You send out a limited beta engagement and you have to pre-order the goddamn game to do it, and it's just why? And then they still don't fix anything, as you recently realized with Anthem. I'll never forget. You literally told I was so how was the Anthem beta or alpha?
Yeah, the alpha that was 2 months before the game launch.
2 months. Dude, I'm sorry, that is not.
But it's okay, guys. I'm sorry. Anthem is in early access. It's been early access.
It's been early access the entire time. Yeah.
It's been early access.
Dude, they're such fucking pieces of shit. I don't get it. And see, that's the thing that perplexes me more than the crunch, more than everything else, is that and it's all intertwined with the problem of the crunch, right? So you got this crunch problem and all this shit leading up to the thing, and then you get I don't know who the powers that be on this. Somebody gets impatient and they just force it out. They're fuck it, we got to make our money back.
Oh, that's the publishers. I know that's
why would you? But
because it's like, oh, we have to because.
But I can say with that,
at a certain point, Austin, companies became less about putting out a product and more about pleasing stock investors. This is a thing that happened in the 70s apparently. Is that companies shifted towards it's like, oh, fuck products, we need to make our stock investors.
I want to watch this documentary. I want to watch a documentary with you just telling me they just said fuck this shit and they said fuck it and just a drunk history skit going on in the background. No, my problem is that we can both say beyond a shadow of a doubt, I don't think that it's hard to assume that Anthem did not break even.
Oh, no.
Anywhere near with what
no.
And it
is bleeding players.
It's bleeding players.
It is hemorrhaging players.
And it's probably going to be the death knell of BioWare.
No, I think honestly because I think they've already announced they're pulling people. They're pulling people from the next Dragon Age to try and fix Anthem. They're pulling developers from the new Dragon Age game to try and fix Anthem.
So, this was so mismanaged.
Yes.
That it's now inhibiting them from making their next game, which they probably actually wanted to make. Because everything that I've heard you tell me about Anthem just sounds like a shit show.
Yeah.
And it just kind of sounds like nobody really wanted to do it at the end.
No, it was a passion project from the beginning, but just nobody decided what that passion needed to be. It was a game that was a passion project for BioWare.
Yeah.
They were but just nobody decided. And then
I understand everybody fell in love with the concept of Anthem.
That was a problem. People fell in love with the concept, and then nobody could make a concrete game around the concept.
Well, because that's really what the problem is. Back to what you were saying about people don't want to.
That's another problem of just mismanagement. I think that is a lot of what causes crunch, just bad management.
Yeah. Because it's not really people wanting to be like, hey, I want to show you this whole piece of paper and I wrote everything out and I know exactly what I'm going to do. They want one little tagline for whenever you're giving your pitch so they can then give that pitch the powers that be and the stockholders and be like, oh, this game's going to come out and it's going to be the best.
It's going to sell this million copies.
And that's why EA makes 5 million FIFAs. That's why they're going to make another FIFA this year and another NBA
Madden.
Jam. I'm sorry, Madden. That's it.
That's a yes thing. 2K is
they're not doing too well with that after that last shit show because did you see all the microtransactions that they got away with the last 2K whatever?
Yeah,
that was bad.
That's just gaming.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I just want to pay amount of money to play a game, and then just be done with it. I don't want to have to pay to get any more of the experience. I'm done with it. I'm done, and I feel like a lot of people are done with it.
That's what I'm at a point where man, I'm honestly, if graphics and games just never got better than that, I'd be perfectly fine with that. Holy shit, I'd be fine with that if it just meant we could maybe start dialing back on having to crunch developers and do all this, having to crunch developers, pay off all this marketing and bullshit and stuff like that. Man, just keep the graphics as they are right now.
Because the problem with the marketing thing is that if you market a game, they clearly know how to market a game now to where they can make a shit ton of people buy it. Example, Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Bad example, Fallout 76. Because the minute everybody bought it, everybody realized it was a fucking piece of shit. It was broken and it wasn't finished. Yeah. It just was the most clear representation of a just straight up unfinished. It's not even you can't even shit on it because it's not done.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, they push out a game.
Just at the very most is the first
0.01 A version or whatever. Yeah. Just come the fuck on. And it was really embarrassing with Fallout 76 for me to just dip on this for a little bit.
Well, also going back to microtransactions, it's man, y'all keep putting microtransactions. It should be great if y'all would just fix the fucking game
because they're not worried about it.
Just make it work.
They're too busy trying to make up all the money that they've perceived to lose. And I'm like, well, if you would have just put out a fucking finished product, you wouldn't be having to fucking go back and do all this shit. And it's just very obvious at this point that Bethesda has absolutely no idea what the fuck they're doing with a lot of things.
It makes me have just zero faith in their games coming out.
The meme was for the longest time is that the modders saved them, but then the meme became real with Fallout 76 because the minute it's online only, modders can't fix it now. You have a fucking god room where you have every item in the game and players figured out how to get there and now you're banning them. It's not their fault. If you put that in the game, somebody's going to find how to get there. And they're going to find the one NPC that's in there, and then they're going to get more upset because there's no NPCs in the game. Which makes no sense. I still don't understand the whole... on a conceptual level, I don't understand Fallout 76. As a Fallout fan, I don't understand Fallout 76.
I'll watch all the YouTube videos where they're saying the same thing. It was it's what is even the concept of this game?
What was the pull?
Yeah.
Even Fallout 4, they boiled it down to its just bare, not fun necessities of, I need you to run over here, I need you to grab this thing. Oh, something fought. Or, oh, I need you to go over here, fight these things, then get this thing, and then bring it back to me. Or I need you to go over here, fight these things.
And to kill this one specific thing, and then come back to me with like a thing from it.
Yeah. It's retarded. It's just gotten to the point now where people are trying to boil down into pure crack form the old WoW formula.
Yeah.
And trying to make that into single player games, and then semi multiplayer games, and then these MMO lights. That's another fad that I'm not liking.
Shit, what's that?
These looter shooters.
Yeah, looter shooters.
Yeah, looter shooters.
Online looter shooters.
It's not a good fad, man. I'm trying to think of an analogy from like a past thing. I
who was talking about, but it's like one person's like, well, it's a perceived fad, which is the thing I even lost. I was like
it's not even a real fad. Like people aren't excited about it.
Yeah, people aren't excited about these games. But the way they treat them, they make it seem like everybody is. But nobody,
you can fix everything in marketing.
Nobody gives a shit about these games.
No.
Nobody asked for these games. Nobody wanted these games.
No.
Like, all anybody wanted, like, people have been wanting a multiplayer Fallout for years. Like, yeah, we want a multiplayer Fallout game, not a multiplayer, like, survival game.
Yeah. Like, and the other problem was fucking Battlefront. Battlefront 1 and 2. And then, that whole shit. That was a really big flop with that as well.
Yeah.
Where they were just clear like, this is a buggy ass game. It looks great. It literally looks like a Star Wars film. Whenever you're playing.
Well, no, I hope every developer gave EA a call after that game came out and just be like, you are blowing this loot box shit for everyone.
Yeah, no, that killed it.
That's what blew it up.
Killed it.
It's like they've been doing that shit.
Yeah.
Like was like, whereas like, what do you mean you tied character progression to loot boxes?
You can't
random loot boxes.
And see, that's whenever
what
they jumped over the line the minute they put tying a core game progression mechanic
into random loot boxes,
and then tied it to a $60 game.
Yeah.
That is some phone tier shit. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Pretty much, to boil it down, main problem is mobile gaming.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because
mobile gaming exploded in like, what is it, mid-2000s?
And
like,
again,
mid-late 2000s, mobile gaming exploded. And it was like, oh, they're making all the money. We got to copy that.
And then no one realized that there was no crossover between those games and these games. Like no one's playing, but the same people who play Bejeweled do not fucking play AAA
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yeah, that's a good way. Yeah, and the other thing that I found so disgusting about it is that this was already the Star Wars IP. Everyone was going to buy this game regardless. And I know that that's what motivated them to do it. They were like, well, people are going to buy it anyway. Fuck it.
And then nobody bought Battlefront 2.
Because they heard about all the stupid loot box shit. And they were like, I don't know why people are buying a Star Wars.
Because all your stupid fucking bullshit, EA.
I'm going to go back and play a BioWare game where whenever you allowed them to make Star Wars games, which they're making that new game, right?
No.
Who's making that one?
Respawn.
Oh, okay.
Respawn's good developed. Yeah. Respawn's one of the few developers that came out. I was like, yeah, we don't. Okay, so this is another reason why Respawn recently came out. This is when like discussion came up again. Respawn came out was like people were complaining like, hey Respawn, you know what? Come on, man, where's all the new stuff for Apex Legends? Where's all the stuff?
Yeah,
it's like like Fortnite.
Give us Battle Pass, man.
Fortnite does all.
I want to pay $10 every month to get a Battle Pass.
Yeah, Fortnite puts out all this stuff all the time. It's like Respawn was like, yeah, we're not gonna overwork and crunch our employees to get y'all stuff. I'm like, I'm sorry. And we feel like they said too is like we feel like you get a worse product when you do that too.
You 100% do.
But then on the other side, they came out recently. That's another like a fuck you at Epic. I forgot about that too. We're talking about Epic, the Epic Store thing.
Sure.
That's the reason Epic is able to get out all that new stuff for Fortnite, because they're pretty much just in a constant state of crunch at that development studio.
Which one? Oh, at Apex?
No, at Fortnite, at Epic.
Oh, at Epic?
For Fortnite. That's how they get out so much shit.
Oh, no, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because they are just in a constant
you heard that they
overworking their employees.
They finally just moved over like everyone over to the free-to-play aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't have anybody working on the other.
No, they dropped that the same.
Like I'm surprised they still even offer the
save the world
thing. And I was just like,
edition.
Dude, it's so weird to go back and look at Fortnite back whenever it was a thing, because it was a nothing game that I thought was going to
blip out. It wasn't nothing game that was still, even then it was just copy off another form. It was just going to be like a more actiony Minecraft.
It was Minecraft mixed with TF2. Yeah. And it was announced in 2011. That's how long that game took.
They're like, oh, hey, let's put a Battle Royale mode. Everybody seems to like the Battle Royale mode. Let's put that in.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, we're making how much money?
Yeah.
How fast?
All of it. You're making all of it. All of it, all the time.
All of it instantly.
All of it instantly. Yeah, it's just stupid, man. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But, I mean, they're making Game Busters now. So, I mean, it's just going to be another studio. We all know where this is going to go. Something's going to happen. They're going to go just straight defunct, like, instantly. Because the minute Epic Games, like, because I don't know, like, I can appreciate the whole trying to grow their situation and making the Epic Game Store. Yeah. But they're going about it in such the most ass-backward
way.
Yeah, and, like, ass-backwards.
Possible, yeah. See, I really thought he was like, oh, we're going to make a store. It's like, okay, cool.
I feel like nobody would have had a problem with that.
No, as they said, it was like, oh,
this would have been so easy because
deals, and now you can only buy these super big games only on our store.
Yeah,
you fuck off.
Right, and they're not even big title games. It's like, oh, do you like random Obsidian games? Fuck you.
Yeah,
like, that's the part that pisses me off more. It's just like
people also argue
like, well, why?
Well, you can only buy EA games on Origin. It's like, yeah, but nobody wants to play those anyway. So
yeah, and also the people who want to play those are still inconvenienced by having to play on Origin.
Because Origin is a piece of shit.
It's a terrible program that for a very long time was unintentional.
Ubisoft, even when they opened their own store and their own launch, even they was like, well, yeah, why wouldn't we just sell our games on our platforms? Like it's like there's like. That's just more money for us.
That's what I'm saying. That makes no sense. Why would you want to make your... I don't get it. Like, I get that you're not having to give Steam a cut or whatever, but, like, really? Like, 18%? Like, that's too much for you? You couldn't have negotiated that with Steam?
No, and my thing is, like, that's great for indies. That's great for indie developers. Perfectly fine.
Doesn't work for indie developers, though, because that's what I was talking about
yeah,
earlier.
but I was like, it's at least on paper, that seems better for indie developers.
Right.
But it's like, see, when you're a big AAA company like fucking Obsidian is putting out this big massive RPG, is like, man, who gives a shit? Like,
and it's the other fact that it's timed exclusives, which I thought we were fucking done with at the early point of the Sony PS4 generation, because they were doing a shit ton of stuff like that. They were doing that shit with the PS3. They did all that shit with the PS4 to take back, because the Call of Duty thing before that really like faded off a little bit here. Xbox 360 really pulling the Call of Duty people. Yeah. If you were one of the dude bros playing the Call of Duty, the Xbox 360 turned into the dude bro console.
Yeah.
And it was people who were playing FIFA, sports games, and fucking...
And then turned into the PS4 this generation.
Because
started getting all that exclusive
because
stuff
they paid to get the fucking exclusive content. They literally just ripped it off from fucking Microsoft and said, fuck you. And if you want to get the content first, which we know you do, because you're a motherfucker who spends $120 on Modern Warfare, but it's because that's the only game you're playing.
Yeah.
So fuck it. And I'm sure that's the same deal with the people who really play Fortnite. And again, power to you if you get power, if you like that. But it really fucks over everybody else whenever you have these whales propping up the system and having to be like, oh, we need to just work harder and get these other people to pay us $120 each.
It's like, no, that's not happening, man.
And even at the end of the day, I remember that being like an argument as well. It's just like, well, what would you rather, microtransactions or paying $120 for whatever? And it's like, that was never the option. The option was always that they wanted both. They want to charge you even more for games.
Yeah. They want you to buy the super special Ultra Edition and then also buy all the microtransactions.
Yes.
That's what they want.
Because you can't actually buy the entire game experience anymore. That's the thing that fucking pisses me off more than anything, especially with Assassin's Creed games. And it's a single player fucking game. And it's just so stupid.
Yeah.
It's just like, why? Why did you... And I feel that's so... to go back to the crunch argument, you made people crunch to make this content that not everyone was even gonna fucking see.
Yep.
Because you gated it behind a fucking paywall. How does that make them feel? And then they're not even getting paid for it. So what is even the point of this content? No one's making any money from it. And just somebody's making money from it, I guess, obviously.
They're just making money off the whales, man. Oh, man. It's like we're just making money off this like 1% of the actual player base.
God, if every whale, just instead of dumping it into a shitty Chinese mobile game, we just dump it into like some random ass Kickstarter and just fund Kickstarters, that'd be a much different playing scape.
Yeah.
I just really... Because... It's really disappointing me with a lot of digital media now, games and digital media included, with the whole Netflix situation, the whole streaming service things, where it's just like, dude, this is just fucking cable.
Yeah, it's really just getting to that point.
Like, we're really just one step away where... Because, and I know Disney's going to do it. Disney's going to fucking do it where they're going to rip off all their shit. They're going to trick everybody and be like, oh, no, Disney's a streaming service now. Then you're going to be like, but I mean, you could, get all these other streaming services and Fox. Live TV, since we own them now.
I mean, Hulu probably does that. It's like, hey, you get Hulu, but pay us a little extra. You can get Showtime.
Little extra is fucking like $60, man. It's like the same thing as fucking...
Hulu?
Yeah, it's like $50 or $60.
I mean, it might come out to be like total.
Yeah.
Once you get all the extra shit, yeah.
Right. No, I'm talking about like if you want live TV. Because I looked
at live TV.
No, I'm talking about live TV. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, I forgot to clarify that. No. The regular Hulu is like what, $12 or whatever, or competitive. Let's just say competitively priced with Netflix streaming. Even though Netflix keeps on hiking that shit up because they have to, and it's so stupid because all the quote unquote bad decisions that Netflix has to keep on making is because other people are forcing their hand to do that. Because every single time Disney takes off one of their things, Netflix kind of has to go,
we have to replace it with another original show.
Which means now we have to that's not cheap. So like
the shows ain't cheap, man.
It's like we were just fucking streaming Homeward Bound. Now I got to make my own Homeward Bound. I don't want to do this. Dogs ain't cheap, man.
Train dogs?
Fuck, man. They might bite somebody. I'm going to have to pay for that. Forget about it. It's stupid. The whole thing's fucking stupid. Yeah, we're in a hellscape and everything's ruined.
We picked the wrong universe.
Yeah, truly. What game are you looking forward to most?
I think I mentioned on the episode here about Mountain Blade Warbanner 2.
Yeah. That was on the Trash Fire episode.
If that ever comes out.
Yeah, it's never coming
out. Don't think it's ever coming out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Outer Worlds and
Outer Worlds.
The new Pokemon and I guess Animal Crossing. I really hope that they do something different with Animal Crossing this time because Animal Crossing is kind of boring. No, because once again, people will just buy it.
Yeah.
The difference is that there aren't any microtransactions in fucking Animal Crossing. Could you imagine how bad that game would be if it had microtransactions in it? In a game where the entire gameplay loop is you having to owe money to somebody. Because it's really, I'm sure somebody's been like, we could put time boosts in
Nintendo's been
here.
Pretty good about not putting microtransactions.
Well, it's because they know they can't get away with it.
Games.
They can't get away with it.
Yeah.
Because they're the one, they've pretty much like silently become the one person who doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And the minute that they do, it's not going to be ready. I mean, it took them forever to get, like, I could believe that in like 1 or 2 console generations, they probably do microtransactions. They have to do everything like 3 console generations behind.
Yeah.
And even with some stuff, they went back. I thought it was really funny. So there's more Nintendo consoles that have cartridges than CDs. So like, there's the Wii U and the GameCube.
Yeah.
And the GameCube doesn't even use fucking regular.
Yeah, they don't even
use. They use the mini DVDs or whatever, and I don't even know what fucking proprietary thing.
CDs.
Mini God damn, that's
mini CDs.
So and then they were like, okay, the Switch is coming out, and guess what? It's gonna have cartridges. And I'm like, yeah, I figured, but damn, dude, what the fuck? Which it doesn't even matter now because everything's digital anyway. Like they straight up just skipped the whole. They almost skipped the entire like. They never got to Blu-rays.
I mean, yeah, 9 times out of 10 now. Even with the console game, 9 times out of 10 now, you get in the game, it's like essentially just a code. Yeah,
that was the thing with 76, man. There was just a cardboard disc in the thing. You had to pick it up and look at the QR code or the code or whatever, and had to put that in.
Like, even the console version?
No. All of it. Like I'm pretty sure, like either 100% sure on the PC version, but I'm pretty sure a number of them.
I mean, that's what
even Skyrim for the console version.
That was like got Skyrim out. I was like, oh, this is just a Steam code.
Yeah.
Like there's not even like an install. It's like it's just the Steam code.
I remember whenever GTA 5 came out, if you recall, I saw one of those whenever we were working at Best Buy. And it had like, it was the PC version. That son of a bitch had like 6 DVDs in it. It was bad. And I was like, oh, this is why we can't do this. It's like, because I stupidly, my last PC build, my first PC build, I put a Blu-ray drive in my PC. Because I was like, this is the future.
Right?
Yeah, this is the future. Blu-ray is the future. They still, to this day, have not released codecs. You can't play Blu-ray discs on my computer without using the stupid-ass proprietary software that came with my drive that I'm pretty sure isn't supported anymore. Also, it's a LightScribe disc compatible disk drive, which I don't know if you know what that is, but it uses a laser to make artwork. And it takes forever.
But why?
And it's really shitty and blurry.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. All right. Well,
it's like just a ruining of a CD, a perfectly good CD.
No, it's fine. No. You flip it over and you put it on that side, the art side. It was a failed thing from like the mid 2000s. It didn't pan out.
See, I was just giving off
Chris was giving me that's not a thing.
Scrutable look. Just like what?
All right. Well, we're looking at the almost 2-hour mark here. You got anything else you wanna wrap up? I don't have anything else. That's why I'm saying that.
No, I think that's pretty much it. That's
right, cool.
That's a podcast.
Yeah, that's how you do a podcast, my dude. Yeah. So is there anything you wanted to plug? Anything you wanted to tell them to look out for? Anything like that?
They just keep looking out for more episodes of Half Baked and Half Race Show.
Cool.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Austin, and we're going to try and figure out this whole website thing or whatever we end up doing.
At least just an email.
We also have to figure out where the hell we're going to host this, so we can tell people where to listen to us at. But we're going to get back to you. Still figuring out the Elgato.
Yeah.
So we'll
great man once.
We'll catch y'all next time. We're hopefully doing this weekly.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Awesome. See you next time.
Hey there, guys. Just everybody who's interested, we actually do have that email set up. It is just half-baked and half-raced at gmail.com. No spaces in there at all. That's half-baked and half-raced at gmail.com.